Good morning, grandkids. I'm going to do a vlog today, and I only have two things to do, and I hope you won't mind if I'm drinking my coffee. I gotta have that. The first thing I want to do, I want to show you Sylvia's, my friend in Germany, Black Panther, her carvings that she sent me two of, and oh my God, she just made another one, and I love it too. Anyway, these hang back here and nobody can really see them very well, so I want to show them to you if I can get them off here without everything falling down. If I can back the chair up enough. Oh my God. My daughter-in-law hung those up there for me. I hope I haven't damaged anything that she has done. Maybe I might have to ask her to put them back up for me. Okay. This is the first one that Sylvia sent me, and I absolutely love it. Look at this. I told her that I would like to make a story about these guys. Look, he's just like a ghost in this wood. Can you imagine? And his eyes are shut. Can you just imagine him in some kind of a mysterious story, a fantasy? And here is the other guy. His eyes are shut too. Aren't they cool? I just love them. She does beautiful work. And she's making another one. You'd love seeing it too. And he's just barely opening his eyes, the third one. But this is the first one that she sent me of these, and I'm just in love with it. Okay, let's get on to something else. The something else I want to do is I asked permission from this young man if I could read his letter and his first part of his story that he's starting to write and show his picture, and he said yes. So this is Austin Garber. This is his picture in the service. He's not in the service now. I hate the way everything reflects on pictures. I might have to get a frame and put that in it. This is so thick. He wrote me such a nice letter, and then he sent me this piece of his story that he's writing. His letter's 4 pages long. Okay, let me get these all separated so I can get them off in a hurry. Okay. Dear Grandma Shirley, oh, you're entirely fine, Grandma Shirley. I completely understand life happens and time just gets from us. Also, I apologize for my handwriting. In my past letters, I was writing mine during a small break in between examining and describing a case at the courthouse. I'm sorry that you got sick. That is never too fun. I also got over something myself. I'm very thankful for your letter. Thank you for all the signed photos. That's perfect. On my trip home, I'm purchasing a frame for it. I've looked through a lot of series of yours, but which two are your recommendations? Oh, I can tell you one, which is my favorite. I would love to watch, knowing they're your favorites. I'm also very glad to be out of the Army now. I can finally have a different haircut and wear something other than green. Plus, now I have full control on my life as well and can make my own choices. That's always good, right? I made good friends in it. Unfortunately, they are either still in or live out west or Alaska, so they're hard to reach. But I'm very glad to have come into your channel. Promise you, I plan on continuing our correspondence. Thank you. You never fail to bring love and comfort every time I watch. That is all I feel. For my family, they're very much in their ways. I was and always have been the black sheep of the family. He doesn't look or sound or act like he would be the black sheep of the family. I'm very sorry about that. That should not be. Where was that? I was and always have been the black sheep of the family since I was younger. I was never in line with them. Different views, almost some could say. I have always been nerdy. Oh, don't say you're nerdy. I always enjoy playing Skyrim or Oblivion. That doesn't make you nerdy. Everybody plays it. Watching Star Wars and reading my comic books. They hated that. They hated that. Something. I can't read that right there, sorry. I was never into, they've always hated that I've never been into sports or indulging in bad habits. Well, they ought to be glad that you don't indulge in bad habits, and not everybody is into sports. I mean, why should they be? But when in the service, I was a corporal in the infantry. I never did much action in combat, never saw too much of it. Thank the nines for that. I lead a fire team, 6 to 7 men, but in the beginning I was a machine gunner. I will include a photo from that time. Growing up, I always enjoyed the TV show Combat with Vic Morrow and Rick Jason. I was one of the responding soldiers to guard the Capitol during the riots in 2020. I also spent time in Germany briefly. We had a busy career, I think. But Grandma, I am truly honored to receive the comfort in your loving nature. Also, thank you for your condolences as well from the bottom of my heart. Yes, thank goodness for Skyrim. I feel the same way you do. I'd love to just be in there for reality, just one day. I always feel like I am in there. Actually, when I'm playing the game, I just get lost in it and it feels so real to me. I always totally role play with it, sometimes too much. I find myself actually chatting, creating voices with each character I make. I certainly understand that. I'll grunt when I'm blocking and attacking. We've been playing almost for the same amount. I don't know what that word is. Anyway, he played Banished too. Is a good game. Haven't played in a very long time. Me either. But I used to play it constantly. I think that was my first game that I ever played many, many years ago. My memory of it is a bit rusty. Skyrim is the best. It's the best of any game out there. I also adore Elder Scrolls 4 and Oblivion a lot as well. I started with Skyrim, so I tried playing the older ones like Oblivion and so on, but I can't get into them. Not since playing Skyrim. I also adore, I read that. I love the Land of Cyrodiil. I love that you make stories as well. That's awesome. I enjoy those videos of yours a lot. Oh yes, my cat, Mrs. Paddlefoot, and my dog, Kal-El, always watch your channel with me. Cool. They do whine when your video ends. They must enjoy your videos in voice. I'm glad they whine when it ends. I've always played as an Imperial. I think that's because of my love of Oblivion and the Empire. Or I'll always enjoy playing with Argonians. Love a talking lizard. I use the sword and shield the most. I use the sword and bow the most. I never use the shield. I don't know why. I can't get these two pages apart. And the Imperial race gives a 5% faster shield up boost, so that helps. But as an Argonian, I favor the bow, like you. But in school, I loved learning about the ancient Roman military, so that's the main reason why I enjoy the Civil War quest line and the Imperials. When I first started college, that was my area of study. Then I switched to crime scene analytics and physics. Good studies. I recently installed the Inigo Followers mod and have been enjoying him, thanks to you. I love that you play as a Khajiit. Like you with Imperials, I've never played as a Khajiit. I just might soon. Of course, I'll let you know when the series is ready to watch. Good. I adore film and cinema. That's my passion project, along with physics. So with Marcellus, that's a let's play I want to be. So with Marcellus, that's a let's play. I want to be a cinematic story. As when I'm talking, it is genuinely him, like a series of movies. I've always made silly movies with my action figures or Legos growing up, so this is my way of creating a movie is with Marcellus. I'm assuming Marcellus is your character. I'm going to involve a prologue of his story just for you, a brief sneak peek. I'm really proud of what I'm making him. I'm really hoping for release early next year. I play on Xbox, so I need to purchase a few items to make it happen first. I'm glad my story isn't too long of a letter. You're always a highlight of my day. That's not too long of a letter because you write me good letters. As a CSI, some days can be awful. Witnessing some things we see at a scene, and your videos make some of that pain alleviated. Cleveland isn't so far from you. I actually go to Lebanon regularly to meet with the trains that pass there. I'm a train enthusiast as well. You aren't more than an hour or so drive away. I have a dear, dear friend that lives in Mason, Ohio. I went to college with. I would love to visit. I'm always down there the first weekend of each month. I'll be there at November 5th. Oh, that was yesterday. Weekend. I'd love to meet you. That would be an absolute privilege. I didn't get this done before that. I'm sorry. That would be an absolute privilege. I have a few good stories from my time in the Army and being a CSI. I think that's so cool that you were CSI. I want to hear those stories. But thank you for your beautiful letter and the photo signed. That is absolutely legendary. Thank you. Included will be the beginning of my character's story. Warmest regards, Austin Garber. Oh, that's so nice. I can't wait to meet you. And 1, 2. I hate when I can't pick 2 pages apart. And I don't know why it's so hard for me. Okay. The Tale of Marcellus Olsenius. Marcellus, an imperial who hails from a town in Cyrodiil by the name of Anvil. In a time not so long ago, a former legionnaire by the name of Claudius Olsenius. Oh, this must have been his father, maybe. Served in the Great War against the notorious Alban Dominion, having fought in the entirety of the duration of the war, suffering only a few physical skirmishes. However, the war drew a terrible curse on his mental well-being, plagued him from living a decent life. Clue to his outbursts at times. But upon his return, Claudius took his treasures and riches from an imperial pay and loot uncovered on his conquests. He went on and purchased some old farmland to get away from what he considered the new empire, following the signing of the White and Gold Concordant. There he began his own simple farming life of rice and other crops. Rice, cabbage, potatoes, wheat. Every few weeks, Claudius would rent a stall in the market to sell his harvests at that moment he had available. One day, a beautiful, genuine, and kind-hearted imperial woman by the name of Constantina came by or showed up or something. He didn't finish that. It wasn't too long after that they decided to proclaim their love in matrimony. As a few months passed, Claudius and Constantina were expecting their first and only child. From the moment that he was born, they both knew that he was being born for something far greater than they could realize. Not for just them, but being born for the land of Tamriel. Cool. Almost as if he had a destiny before him, already awaiting. Claudius gave his wife the choice of picking their son's name, and she named him Marcellus. As the young boy started growing in age, he chose to really aspire to be like his father, always telling his pa, "When I get bigger, I want to become a legionnaire just like you were. Once hearing that his father would train Marcellus after his wife telling him, "You have to, he was born to be more than a farmer." He would train him how to fight like a proper legionnaire, taught him how to take care of gear and all a soldier in the empire should know. Then his mother would teach her son how to cook all sorts of soups and fish, grains and breads. She was the most well-spoken person in the family. So Constantina gave him the best education that she could. He would become very well-spoken and was good at persuading people to help their needs. Claudius and Constantina were very faithful to the gods Zenithar and Stendar. Some would say it was a religion-based homestead. Without saying, Marcellus grew up in a comfortable and nurturing home, but he wasn't babied. His father held him to extremely high standards after feeling what they felt as to why he was born. Marcellus's life was simple growing up. It consisted of growing, harvesting, selling in the city, and helping at the temple. He stayed living his life on the farm and preparing for his future journey. One day, Marcellus took the harvest into the town by himself, and upon returning home, he saw the farm completely covered in ash and soot. Once getting closer, he saw his father dead, with a sword in his hand, and his beloved mother's body stabbed numerous times, but still gasping for air. He ran to help her. On holding her up in his arms, she barely uttered while holding his cheek, saying, "My sweet son, go and see the destiny before you." This is going to make me cry. We know that you're ready. A few moments shortly after, she passed away in his arms. Several months go by. Marcellus gave his parents a proper burial and cleaned the farm's remains and sold all that he could to earn enough coin to start him on his journey. Somewhat comfortably, he took his father's old imperial sword and a pack of supplies and set course through Cyrodiil. Through Bruma's border, he made it into the land of Skyrim. After his journey, he used more coin than he planned, so once stumbling into the town of Falkreath, he got a job at the inn to soon set his track to solitude, especially after catching word and witnessing the growing civil war. As famously put, and the rest is history, and the famous journey of the Dragonborn is set to endeavor into. As famously put, the rest is history, and the famous journey of Dragonborn is set to endure into the future, I guess. Let's see what it beholds. Aww. Thank you, Grandma, for reading. I'm sorry for the length, but passion got into this story. I can see that. Cannot wait to meet you and hear about your thoughts, Austin Garvin. Well, you're hearing about my thoughts now, too. I love this. I really do. And for a story anywhere in it to make me cry is good. So thank you so much. And thank all of you for watching and for listening to me. I only had those 2 things today, so I will get that uploaded and work on another Blue Shadow story. And I think I'm going to start another little short story to play in between there until I'm ready to start my big, long 9 holes of Skyrim series, okay? So I will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody. Be good. See you, grandkids.